I'm standing in front of Bernie Sanders. Not fall when I come down, and then Bernie's gonna walk. I'm like holding on to the kids.
Thank you. Viva Bernie! Jane and I are proud and honored to be with you this evening. And we're proud and honored to be with people in 300 communities all over this country. We are demanding that the pipeline not be built. Honored to be with a worldwide community of people throughout the world who are demanding that the Dakota pipeline not be built. The issues are very clear. For hundreds of years, the Native American people in our country, the first Americans, have been lied to, have been cheated, and their sovereign rights have been denied them. And today we are saying it is time for a new approach to the Native American people, not to run a pipeline through their land. And we are demanding that sovereign rights of the Native American people be honored and respected. And the second issue that we are here for this night is to understand that in the midst of a major water crisis and a growing crisis in our country and around the world, we are not going to allow a pipeline to endanger the clean water that millions of people depend upon. And the third issue is that everybody here understands that not only is climate change real, not only is it caused by human behavior, but it is already causing devastating problems in our country and all over this world. It is totally insane, and future generations will look back on us now and say, what in God's name were you doing? Our job now is to break our dependency on fossil fuel. Our job now is to move aggressively to energy efficiency and sustainable energies like wind and solar and geothermal. The idea that at this moment in history, when the scientific community is crystal clear that we need to transform our energy system, that at this moment we have the fossil fuel industry pushing for more pipelines, for more dependency on fossil fuel, is totally insane. So we say to President Obama, in any and every way you can, stop the pipeline. Tell the Army Corps of Engineers that we know, we don't need any more studies to know, that in the midst of a great crisis, a global crisis with regard to climate change, every environmental study will tell you, do not build this pipeline. And if there are other approaches, such as declaring Standing Rock a federal monument, let's do that. I don't have to tell anybody here that we have a new president coming in who wants this country to become more dependent on fossil fuel, who is endangering the lives of our children and our grandchildren and future generations. What we have got to tell Mr. Trump and everybody else, we are not going silently into the night. The stakes are too high for the future of this planet. We are going to be smart, we're going to educate, we're going to organize, we're going to bring tens of millions of people, moms and dads and their kids, together to tell the fossil fuel industry that their short-term profits are not more important than the future of our planet. Thank you.
In front of the White House.
Stop the Morton County Police! Yes. So we're very thankful for Bernie Sanders. Thanking you for standing up for There are not too many people who understand us. There are not too many people who see us. We have become the invisible people of America. But this is our homeland. We have a right to be seen. So thank you, Jane and Bernie. Thank you. And thank each and every one of you. I pray that Michelle Obama can hear us. I pray that you listen to us, Michelle. I only want what you want for your children. I only want for my daughters and my granddaughter to live a good life. I want all my grandsons to live a good life. Yes. I am not asking for anything but for my children and grandchildren to live. For them to have the right to clean water. And for you to tell your husband, because the power has always been in women. To stand with Standing Rock and stop this pipeline. I remember the day when Barack Obama came to my home in Cannonball, North Dakota. I remember sitting there as I watched those planes come in, and I thought, if my dad was alive, he would have been so proud of the president coming to my home. And I thought, oh, it is so nice to have somebody see us, the indigenous people of this land. And then when the pipeline was proposed, I thought he would stand up with us. He still can stand with us. He said our children were important. I ask you, President Obama, are our children important? We're asking you to put the children first. Put a stop to this pipeline. Stop Dakota Access. Stop energy transfer. Keep it in the soil. We are asking for you to leave this presidency in a good way. With the respect of the indigenous people of this land, we ask that you stand up and stand beside us, because we are asking for nothing that is wrong. We are only asking for life. So President Obama, hear me. I am just a grandma. I am nothing more. And I'm asking you for my grandchildren. I'm asking you for my people. And I'm asking you for the water. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline.
Stop the pipeline.
Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline. Stop the pipeline.
All right. So thank you once again for everybody that came out. It's been a really long day for those of you that have been with us all day long, and we are so grateful to all of you that came, all of you that stood. I love you guys too. We are going to conclude soon. I have a couple more things that I want to share with you guys, and then we're going to close in prayer. When I do pray, I ask that the media not record, not just because I'm not the greatest orator in the world, but also because it is sacred to us. So please do not record, please do not take photographs, and if you are in the crowd and you have a hat on, please remove your hat for prayer out of respect. That's one of my closing remarks.
We're going to be closing now. We're going to be...
Okay, so
thanks so much for tuning
as I
in.
said before, my name is Erin Wise, and I'm here because I represent the International Indigenous Youth Council. I'm 26 years old. I'm responsible for about 20 youth back home in Standing Rock. And the other day, my tent burned down. That was really interesting. And you know, the youth laughed at me because they, you know, said like, of course she'll sleep through anything, but all of them came to rescue mom, so that was cool. I'm telling you these things because I kind of want to humanize the situation here. People in North Dakota call us rioters, on top of being called Pipeline Prairie N-word. That's something that I've been called there. I have federal agents that follow me every time I go into Bismarck. I have people that pass me in stores and say my name just to make sure that it is me that they're seeing as an act of intimidation. They mess with my kids, and I really don't frankly care if anybody here leaves and remembers my name as the name that they can target, but they cannot touch my kids. When you guys go on your way tonight, please remember that we need you to not only be a part of this historic movement. This is the largest gathering of Native Americans that has ever been seen. Greater than Wounded Knee, greater than the battle against Little Bighorn. We have over 300 of the 566 federally recognized tribes that are represented in Standing Rock right now. We have hundreds of indigenous communities from around the world that are represented in Standing Rock now. We have the Black Lives Matter, we have the Nation of Islam, we have our Muslim relatives, we have our trans relatives. We are huge supporters and proponents of our Two-Spirit and LGBTQIA+ community. We are also supporters of those that are differently abled. We are supporters of veterans. We are supporters of law enforcement, contrary to popular belief. We are supporters of everyone that is different from ourselves because we recognize each and every person as a human being. So the first thing I want to say to you is that if you feel personally threatened or victimized by Donald Trump, raise your hand. Yeah, I thought so, me too. Stole that line from a movie. If you feel unsafe and you don't know where to go, come to Standing Rock. The Youth Council specifically asked me to extend that invitation because we have heard about trans youth that are committing suicide. We have heard about our brothers and sisters that are being brutalized for being different than the people that Donald Trump says are worthy of being human.
No more!
No more. We're here to invite all of you to come stand with us in Standing Rock. It's really cold. I wake up every single day with about 15 people sleeping next to me, and it's awesome. I go to bed every night listening to the sound of people laughing, people that I love and that I care about, telling stories and jokes, and it usually takes us like 4 hours to go to bed. And I'm always tired. As Shane mentioned earlier, we never sleep. Tonight, when you go home, if you feel unsafe or you know somebody that feels unsafe, tell them that there's a network of people that were here since time immemorial that are willing to protect them, willing to protect their right to be who they are, and supportive of who they are as people, because we are. We are an inclusive community, not an exclusive community. We as First Nations people have the right to say that this is our land, and we will decide how it is presided over, and we will preside over it with love and prayer. The second thing I want to tell you is that as much as social media has been an asset to